Hey, everybody. It's Bobby Sampson, and I'm with Chance Michaels, and this is the Samp&Chance pod. Welcome back, everybody, to our second episode. We want to say thank you to everybody for coming out and listening to us again. And Chance, man, what did you think of the release?
I thought it was really good, man. Really good. What about you?
Yeah, I was really happy. I want to say thank you to everyone who has downloaded it, watched it on YouTube. Thank you for your support. And we hope that you guys enjoy all the content that we bring forward here. It was a really cool interview that we did with Scotty Mack, real touching. We touched on a lot of topics. I guess in our own way, we opened up a couple of forbidden doors that had been shut for a little while there. And we hope that by doing so, we shed some light on some issues within the local scene here. And yeah, what did you think of the interview?
I thought it went well. I think for our first one, especially, I think we knocked it out of the park. I've got a lot of good positive feedback. There's not much I would change about that interview, to be honest with you, especially for our first one out of the gate. I thought we came out firing. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I
with it.
know.
Plates.
Absolutely.
We did good.
Totally. I
And
totally
Scotty was a
agree.
great guest, and he was nice enough to give us an hour and a half of his time. And so much appreciated that.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty Mac.
So,
We'll share a little bit more about Scotty as we get into the show. So, Chance, man, the Elimination Chamber is coming up this Saturday. Special start time for everybody, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern on the WWE Network here in Canada and everywhere else in the world, but on Peacock in the States. Shall we just get right into it and basically break this down a little bit? What do you think?
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So, in no particular order, let's get this going. We got Bobby Lashley defending in Hell in the Cell. There's going to be Seth Rollins in this match, Austin Theory, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar. What do you think?
I think it's a loaded elimination chamber for the men's match. That's six of the best guys right there.
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
agree.
for it.
Yeah, I'd be remiss to say that of all the Saudi Arabia cards that they put together, I'd have to say this is probably the best one that's going over there in terms of quality of matches, just overall continuation of storylines. They really, I think on paper, this thing looks amazing. I really hope it lives up to it. Um, so here's something interesting that I like to try. Maybe we can have a little fun with this as we go along here. Who do you think would be the first superstars to start this match, and who do you think is going to win?
Those are good questions, man. To start the match, it's so hard to say. Uh, Riddle and maybe Theory, something like that. Throw out some other guys lower on the totem pole. It's so hard to say who's going
Yeah.
to win it. I would like to see Rollins take it. I don't think that's going
Mhm,
to happen. I think Brock will win it, but so we can do
mhm,
champion versus champion maybe
mhm.
at Mania. I'm not sure what they're going to do. What do you think here?
Well, I mean, just thinking about it, I probably think AJ would start. You want one guy in there who can work and who can actually have the stamina to go throughout the whole match, go the distance. You need that one guy to set the tone. I think it's going to be between AJ's and Rollins that probably start the match against maybe a Theory or a Riddle. You know what I mean? Saving the two big men for last. I mean, not to say that they don't have gas, but they don't have gas like the other four do in that match,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
right? So I think most of the workload is going to be on those two. Um, like you, I'm kind of hoping to see Rollins win. I'd like to see that. That would kind of set up night one for the main event. But then again, with Ronda Rousey on the card, I could see that very well being the main event for night one of WrestleMania, which means I think Lesnar will win to have that title versus title match. I hope it's not the case. I hope Seth wins. I hope Seth wins, and I was trying to find it. I think Fastlane is in March at some point here. I don't know the details on it, but Lashley could probably win a contenders match and kind of go off against Seth for the title.
But
Or
I
Lashley
guess,
retain.
well, if Roman has the belt, Brock doesn't need to win because he's fighting Roman no matter what, right?
No, I know, but Brock preference, title versus title.
No, that'd be cool, but he's probably going to beat Roman at Mania, so he can just take it from there, right?
No, no, I get that, but he's talking about taking the Raw title and having it go. So whoever walks out of that match is going to have both belts, right? So
Yeah.
um, I hope that's not the case, but then again, you know what we don't want is usually was what we get, right? So
Yeah. It's going to be a
All
great
right.
elimination chamber, man. These are 6 amazing athletes. I'm really excited for this one.
I am too. I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of high spots, a lot of energy. And the way Brock is fighting these days and the way his character is and just the way he is. On a side note, I was listening to his interview with Pat McAfee, and he's saying he's having the most fun ever right now in his whole career. His last few runs that he did come back for, even going back to 2011 when he did come back, it wasn't kind of, he was just going through the motions of it, he was saying. And now where this run in particular, he's having a lot of fun. And, that was quite evident on Raw, the way he was playing around with Austin Theory and the selfie and whatnot.
That was
So
awesome.
um, it's a kind of fun Brock. So I have high expectations for this match, man. I really do. I think it's going to be fun. Um, Also, we got Becky versus Lyda on this match. It's an interesting one, actually. I feel
It's a
like
good
Becky's
match.
the odd.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I feel like Becky's the odd person out of the female picture here. It's kind of all geared towards her and Ronda at Mania. And Charlotte steps in. So I don't know if that's politics in the back. I don't know if there's real heat between all three, um, or heat against Becky with Ronda. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything. I haven't really read or seen anything on the dirt sheets to indicate as such. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious what direction Becky's going to go in to Mania.
It's hard. Well, you think Lita's actually going to beat Becky here?
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, Lita's saying that she's here for a run. She's not here for a spot, right? So, I mean,
Okay.
what's a run constitute? 3 months? 4 months? What's a run? One pay-per-view run? 3 weeks? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
if it could be the swerve of all swerves, Lita wins, the nostalgia thing.
yeah.
And she
I don't know.
wins and
Lita looked a little shaky on her feet in the Royal Rumble. She didn't look to have great balance. She was moving really slow. I know it's her first time back in a lot of years. I get that, the ring rust, but hopefully she puts on a better performance at Elimination Chamber because I wasn't that impressed. She didn't look that great at the Royal Rumble, I thought.
fair enough. And I mean,
And
again,
I'm
a
not
lot
trying
of
to
ring
knock Lita.
rust.
I like Lita. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, a lot of ring rust and age also plays a factor.
What is Lita, late 40s now?
I think she's in her 40s at least. I don't know if it's mid or late. I couldn't tell you. I wish
Yeah.
I knew. But to be able to do a backflip off the top rope at that age, you got to give respect where
Oh,
respect
she's
is
she's
due.
an amazing athlete. I'm not taking anything away
Yeah.
from her. I'm just
No.
saying she's definitely slowed down.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, absolutely, she has. I mean, that's going to happen to
So
anybody, right? So, um, I mean, by all accounts, Becky should win this. But you
yeah,
know
I
what?
think so.
Yeah, I think Becky. I think I'm going to put my money on Becky on this to win, and then kind of see what program she gets for Mania. Um, I have a feeling if nothing else, I think it's going to be her in Bel Air. I mean, that story hasn't been concluded since SummerSlam, so that might be that moment there for Bel Air to get her title back and for the WWE to correct that 29-second defeat, which I think was completely unwarranted.
That'll be a good match, though, if you do get Becky versus Bianca. That's a great match.
Yeah. All right, here's match number 3. And again, everybody, this is in no particular order. The Usos versus the Viking Raiders. Um, I don't know what to make of this match. I mean, you got the Usos who are serious, and they do have a bit of comedic elements now showing again,
Yeah.
almost like they're kind of making that slow transition back to face. Um, but it's kind of interesting against the Viking Raiders. I mean, for the last year, we've just seen them backstage in catering or in a bowling alley or, just doing weird things. It's just, that's not the Viking Raiders I knew from New Japan. Those guys were rough and rugged, dominating. And,
I
I'm
think
not
they're just
sure.
trying to give a bit of a character, they're big,
Yeah.
goofy looking guys, just trying to make them silly, try to get them over.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, it's a WWE way of doing things. I get it. But, sometimes I wonder when some of these guys come in off the road into the WWE with such an amazing story behind them. You would think that would just carry on. You'd build off of that, but it's almost like they want to tear you down completely and
Yeah, there's
rebuild
that,
you.
or they don't think what you were doing was that great character wise, so they figured you could do better doing it this way, doing the WWE way, maybe.
On that thought, though, why would you sign somebody if you didn't think they were that great, though?
Well, I mean, character-wise, you can be a great athlete like Lance Storm or Dean Malenko, but have no character, you know? So maybe they're thinking we can tweak this character, take you to the next level, come to the big show, the NFL of
Okay.
wrestling, you know?
So you're not basing it on actual in-ring abilities or
No,
things like that, more
no,
character development.
just character, yeah.
Oh,
Viking
okay,
Raiders are
okay.
good at. They're big
Yeah.
boys. They can move.
Oh, they can fly, man, especially that
When
big
you're
one.
that size, it ain't to move that big
Ivar.
body like that.
Yeah, no, pretty cool. All right, let's go to the Usos cousins match. He's fighting Goldberg. I don't know. I'm not sure
I'm
about
looking
this one.
forward to this match. I know this is not a popular take, but I'm looking forward to the match simply because this might be Goldberg's last match. I heard him on Mad Dog Radio, my favorite channel, 82 with McAfee, and he said this is his last match. He
No,
had a
fair enough.
3-fight deal. This last one, so I'm not saying that is the case, but it could be. He's in his mid-50s, right? So,
Hmm.
and
Well,
guys from Saudi Arabia, they love having Goldberg there. He's requested every show.
I get that, and that you know what? I'm not going to get into that part, but I always find that a little funny that Saudi
Well, they're
Arabia
90s
requests
fans, right? It's a
Goldberg.
nostalgia factor, right?
Yeah. But my concern with this match is, and again, everything you said, yeah, I completely agree with you. But my concern is that you got two guys who need, well, maybe not Roman. Sorry, I'll take Roman out of the equation. But I feel like Goldberg is at a stage in his career that he needs to work with someone who can carry him and shine him. And AJ
Like a
Styles
Seth
can do
Rollins or
that.
AJ Styles,
A
yeah.
Shawn, yeah, another current wrestler, like you go back, a Flair and a Shawn Michaels would be those guys
Yeah.
then, right?
Right,
Or
right.
Bret Hart would be another one of those guys who would be able to do that. I don't know, and I hope that Roman proves me wrong and shows that he's able to do so. But I don't think he can carry him. I mean, Undertaker couldn't, and that was just a flop of a match.
That was bad.
That was really
I
bad.
think
So I
see me an
mean,
old fashioned slobber knocker, dude.
yeah.
Fist, boot, couple slams, and
What do you
that's
say?
it. Good night.
5 to 10 minutes?
I don't even think 10, dude. I think 5 and under, dude.
And would you call this
Couple
the main
spears.
event?
Huh?
Would you put this on last?
No, no. If you're talking Goldberg from 98, absolutely, because the crowd would love it. But this is not this won't be the last match. No way.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Is that what they're saying? I don't think it is.
I tell you what, man, let's do it. Samp&Chance, gentleman's bet. I think it's going to be the go home, and the chamber is going to open.
The men's chamber?
I think the men's chamber will open,
That's a hell of a way to
and
kick off the show if they do it that way.
yeah,
That's
well, I think
man.
one of the chambers it's definitely going to be one of the chambers to open the show, and I think that it will be Roman and Goldberg closing the show. Now that my mind is working, I can almost see them opening with Roman and Goldberg and him coming into the Elimination Chamber and fucking Brock over somehow.
Hey man, you can never say never in wrestling. That's not a bad angle. It could happen.
Right? He already fucked him at Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So this could be another opportunity for him to do him in again. And
Yeah.
that way Seth wins. I don't know. Right? Like, I mean,
Could be.
the creative juices are flowing, people. Okay, we better move on
This
here.
is one more thing
Uh,
on that. This is a big chance for Austin Theory to really shine with these 5 other guys in there that, and he's brand new. This is his chance. I think Austin Theory is going to put on a good performance. I like him. He's a good athlete.
yeah, I know. I think between him and Riddle, they're going to put on, it's going to be exciting. I mean,
Mhm.
AEW talks about their pillars. I think Theory and Riddle are two of the pillars of the future for the WWE.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Being in there with AJ and Rollins is going to really benefit these guys. And I
Mhm.
think, if not both, one of these guys will be the next thing, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you on that. Yeah, you could be. I think you're onto something there.
I think so, anyways. I mean, let's see. All right. Now, I don't know if this is going to be on the main card or if this is going to be on the kickoff show. I think it's a fun match. Drew McIntyre against Madcap Moss.
I like it.
Thoughts?
I love Madcap Moss. I love his look. I love his character.
Good big
He
boy.
might be one of the future guys too if he sticks with it. He's good.
Well, Madcap
Love
has
his
been
look.
around for a while.
No, I know.
Um,
I'm saying, but a lot of people don't know that though, right?
yeah. I mean, well, let's see what they do. I mean,
What a body he's got. What a body. He's just like a Greek god.
yeah, he's got a really cool
Holy,
physique. Well,
oh,
well put together. A lot of hard work
amazing.
there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you
What do you
think happens
say?
in this match?
What do you say, man? What do you think? I
I hate
think
to
it's a
say it.
score.
I think Drew's going to win, but I want Madcap to win.
Well, I'd be happy to see Madcap showcase a little bit and show off some of his skills and some of his
Mhm.
abilities. But obviously, I think at the end of the day, it's Drew's match to lose, and he walks away with it. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with him now after this. So, like he really doesn't have a program for Mania. Does he slip into the title hunt? Who knows, right? I mean, anything can happen here.
Like
But
what, Drew?
yeah, like he's not fallen off, but he's kind of in that purgatory. He's not at the top. He's not at the bottom. He's just kind of filling
Yeah,
time. You know what I mean? Till his next run.
it's going to be interesting.
Actually, what am I thinking? I think it's going to end up being Drew versus Happy Corbin at Mania.
Speaking of Happy Corbin, I think Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss are hilarious together, dude. I love what they're doing. Their corny jokes, the way Corbin's got a lot of great character, man. He's underrated. He can wrestle. He's big. He's King Corbin. Then he did that desperate Corbin, whatever that was, and now Happy Corbin. Like he's
But
a
if you
hell of a
think
talent.
about
I
it,
love that guy.
I'll be honest, man, since he came on the scene, he came out as Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, right?
Yeah, the
He had
long hair.
the long hair, this and that. Then he became corporate Corbin, I guess you could call it,
Yeah,
when he was working as management or whatever. And from corporate Corbin, he became basically poor Corbin. He lost everything, and then now he's
Mhm.
Happy Corbin. I mean, this guy's evolving his character. Very fast too. Like if you think of King Corbin, sorry, in between all that,
Yeah.
I guess
He's
he became
brilliant.
poor. Yeah, it's just like his evolution has become really, really fast, and I think he is quite underrated. Um,
It seems like anything they give him, he can take the ball and run with it. Like anything, like you said, King Corbin, Lone Wolf Corbin, Happy Corbin. Then he had that thing when he's losing all those matches. He's like
yeah,
depressed Corbin. That was great too.
yeah. He had that big stain on his shirt, and he just got bigger every
Yeah.
week, and the beard and his hair was growing.
One thing a
Crazy,
lot of people
man.
don't know about Corbin, he's a tough guy. He's a Golden Gloves boxer. Like he's legit, dude.
Yeah, didn't he play for the Cardinals?
I think I'm not sure.
He played in the NFL too for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what team he was on, and he's a Golden Gloves boxer. So he's a real
Yeah,
deal athlete.
no, he's definitely a real athlete. All right, so we just booked Drew for WrestleMania. Thank you, and send us a check in the mail. All right, let's get into an interesting match, in my opinion. The ladies Hell in the Cell, entering. Oh, pardon me, Hell in the Cell, man. Elimination Chamber. Entering will be Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Dewdrop, Nikki ASH, and added at the last minute, my personal favorite right now, Alexa Bliss. Um, Same question, man. Who starts and who wins?
That's hard to call, man. I think Bianca's going to win it. Who starts? I mean, you could go.
Okay.
You could go Rhea and Alexa. I don't know if you
Mhm.
want to say come out. She's pretty over right now. I don't know. How do you see this going?
Well,
But I think Bianca wins. Though.
I think again you're gonna have to have. Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I think Nikki will start as one of
Good.
them,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
call Nikki, and I'm gonna call Ripley starting it,
Yep.
and
That's what I said too.
Either Ripley or Belair winning, and then you know, does the winner of this get a title match at Mania, or is this just an elimination chamber match?
I'm
Hasn't
not
really
sure
been
on that one. To be
promoted,
honest.
right? In
I didn't. You haven't.
my notes, I don't have that. I just have it as a regular match. So,
I could
um,
see Rhea. I wouldn't mind Rhea winning it either. She's a talented lady, so that'd be cool too. I prefer Bianca to win, but
mhm,
if Rhea win, no problem. Hey, even Dewdrop, hell of an athlete. She can move, man.
mhm,
She's
mhm.
talented in the ring.
No way. Definitely, definitely. Yeah. So, okay. So we're both saying Belair or Ripley. We got to pick
Yep.
one. Who do you pick?
Yeah, Belair and Ripley, but a dark horse long shot would be Alexa Bliss. But I think it'd be cool if she won. I don't see her winning it, but that'd be cool too. Nice little swerve, you know.
Well, the fact that we haven't really mentioned her in this part of it all makes me think that maybe she could pull it out. I think
She's a
that'd be a
great
fun program.
character.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Great character.
All right. So, match number 7. that's being listed for this anyways. Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Now, before we go into this, SmackDown was recorded, pre-recorded, and we don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's a stipulation that's being added to this match, and I think that's going to define how this match plays out. So without giving that away, I'm going to probably see Rousey and Naomi win this match. I
Yeah.
think that most of the ring time will be handled by Naomi. She's going to get beaten down for most of the match. Hot tag, Rousey's going to come, get the pin on Sonya to keep Charlotte safe. And I think that's how the match ends, man. But I mean, that's all based on what the stipulation is. And unfortunately for me, I already found out. So
You heard the spoilers.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I've read the spoilers. I just don't want to tell anyone. I don't want to be that guy. How about you? You want to be that guy?
No, I have to say though that Naomi is one of the most athletic women in the women's division. Her athletic skills are off the chain, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I
What
like
an
the
athlete.
program that she's getting. I like what she's being able to do in SmackDown with Sonya. I think it's a really cool interaction, and it's really cool to get her on TV. I'm surprised that she hasn't been involved in the Bloodline more.
Yeah,
And I'm surprised that the Bloodline didn't come to her rescue when Sonya was doing all this nonsense to her.
because she's dating or married to one of the Usos,
Exactly,
right?
right? Yeah, yeah. She's married to Jay, right?
I can never tell those guys apart, man. But one
I
of them.
think Jay's the short hair and Jimmy's
Okay.
long hair.
Okay.
That's how you
Who's the
tell
one
them
that always
apart
gets
now.
DUIs? Who's the one that
What's
gets
it?
all the DUIs in Florida all the time?
That would be both, but most recently it would be Jimmy.
So, Jimmy, if you're listening to this podcast, please download the Uber app, hit the button, man, and get a ride. For the
Well
love of
said,
God, dude.
well said, man. I'm gonna shout out the Usos and make sure that you listen to the Samp&Chance pod available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Shameless
It's all an
plug,
Uber,
my
dude.
friend. Shameless plug.
When you got
Uh,
that kind of money, there's no need to be drinking and driving with that kind of cash in your pocket.
you would
Call
think,
Carson.
right? You would think.
Yeah.
But those old school guys, man. If you're influenced by the old school wrestlers, you don't want to spend a dime.
Well, you know what it is. People like to have a few drinks and drive. Some people think it's more fun, get a little bit of a thrill, right? I'm not saying that's right, but that's the thinking that people are doing. Oh, I have
Yeah,
a couple drinks. Drive your car.
I can't condone that in any way.
No, I'm
I
not
look.
condoning that. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no, no,
that's
no.
the
I'm not saying
mentality.
you're condoning it. I'm not saying you're condoning it at all. I'm agreeing with you completely. Feel
Mhm.
that, we work really hard to have the privileges to drive, the ability to get from point A to point B.
Mhm.
Um, the last thing you want to do is throw it all away in an instant. And, so people, please don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Um, and like my buddy here, Chad said, please call an Uber, call a taxi. We don't want to see anybody hurt. We've lost people in our lives to this, and we don't want to lose any more. But hey, man, let's get off the sympathy and get back to it. Final match on this card: Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. A nice little story
Dominic.
being built up here. Yeah. What do
No,
you
not
think?
Ray. Dominic.
Is it Dominic versus?
It's Dominic versus Miz.
Is it? Oh, okay, I have Mysterio here. Okay, my apologies. Dominic versus Miz. So that being said, here's my prediction. I think Ray's going to try to help. Dominic's going to get screwed over. Miz is going to win, and then hopefully, if not, that night on Monday, you see the turn of Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, you could be. Could be right.
That starts the program for Mania.
Oh, you know what, dude? Sorry, I misspoke. You are right. It is Ray versus Miz.
It is, right? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No, my
All
bad.
right.
I apologize.
Well, you know what? I'll fix
My
that then,
kid was
anyways.
talking about Dominic Mysterio all day, so I got the
Yeah.
wrong Mysterio.
No, fair enough. So Mysterio versus Miz, I say somehow something happens where the Miz wins, and something happens between Mysterio and Dominic. I don't think it
So
changes anything.
here's what I think happens. Dominic comes in there, hits his dad. Miz wins, and he sees father versus son first time ever at WrestleMania.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I think that's gonna happen. I think that's the match for Mania. I
Where's
think
Edge?
that's
He's
the
not on
match.
this pay-per-view, is he? He's taking the night off.
Yeah, he might come back, see what he's gonna do for Mania. I don't know. I haven't really heard anything. on the edge front. If he's going to start a program with someone, I think he has to start it pretty soon.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of interesting. Hey, here's an
Maybe he
idea.
comes out and screws the Miz over.
Well, I don't know. Here, I'm thinking something else, man. Seth wins. Seth wins,
Yep.
and Edge comes to challenge him for the title.
That'd be cool. I have no problem with that.
I mean, that's another story where both guys have been trying to get that title, and somehow or the other, they've been foiling each other along the way, right?
Yeah.
So that might be
That'd
an
be cool.
interesting kind of bookend kind of thing, and give Edge his last WrestleMania moment, whatever.
Yeah. Hey man, that's a good. I hope you're listening because that's a good way to book it.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe we're in the wrong building here, bro.
One day.
We should be sitting in Titan Towers writing these stories.
Oh, I wish. That'd be a dream come true.
You know what? Let's make our dreams come true this way, and then we'll
Either
get to
that or
where we
working for
have to be.
Top Rank or Al Heyman or something like that.
I think I would rather work for Eddie Hearns.
Eddie Hearns too. Anybody give me a gig,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Definitely.
Heck, even
New-
Golden Boy.
Hey, Chance, let's get into the news of the week. So that was the Elimination Chamber. Those were our picks. I think it's going to be an amazing card. I hope. I mean, again, just looking at it on paper, literally right now as I talk to you guys, I really hope this delivers. I'm going to enjoy a
It
big
will.
bowl of Cocoa Puffs and orange juice and sit back in my pajamas and watch this as a little kid on Saturday morning. This is going to be fun.
There's too much talent on this card for not to deliver.
No, and it's cool, man. It's going to be a cool card. But hey, news of the week. Fairly quiet. I mean, your standard news, nothing really to shout out about. But the big story of the week was Cody left AEW. Him and Brandy contracts were up, and they are no longer with the company in any capacity. A lot of people in AEW thought this was just a work that they were doing, and many talent people backstage as well were very shocked to discover that this wasn't a work and this actually is happening. Now there's rumors that he's going to go back to the WWE. What do you think? What did you think when you heard all this come down?
I heard it was a contract dispute. He wanted more money, I guess. They couldn't agree to terms, so he took his ball and went. I mean, he probably will end up in WWE. Where else the guy got to go do some indie dates, maybe? But he got a huge pop if he came back to WWE.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it would last. A couple of weeks, it'd be hot, and then I think he'd fade. Cody was never more than a mid card guy in WWE, right?
Well,
I don't see him as a main eventer. It never has.
Well, okay. I like to just talk about that last comment you made. Yeah, when he left, he was a mid-card talent, and he was only known within the wrestling community. But in the 5 to 6 years that he has been gone, this guy's really built himself up. I mean, reality TV show. He's got the big, the Go Big Show or whatever that kind of reality show, the other one that he's doing. So he's really made his name, I feel. I think he'd be better suited going back to WWE now than before because of all that he's able to accomplish on his own out there, building his brand and whatnot. What they do with him, that remains to see. If he does go back, how he handles his business there, it remains to see. I mean, after coming from AEW where you were complete control of your character and you had complete autonomy over everything you wanted to do, are you able to go back to the machine and work within that structure? Or does WWE let you have that Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar type of reign? Pardon the pun.
I don't think they'll give him that much freedom at first, but he'll have more freedom than he did last time. Because like you said, the last 6 years he's built his brand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's a question that I like to ask a lot of Cody Rhodes fans. I'm not really a big Cody Rhodes fan. Like, I think he's good, but I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm going to ask you this. I can ask a few people. What are Cody Rhodes' 3 most memorable matches? Because I can't think of any memorable matches that he's ever had. Not saying that he hasn't, but I can't think of any. Can you?
No. I'm going to say no. I mean,
he's a great athlete.
I can think of matches. I'm trying to think of matches that he's had, right? I mean,
No, but that's what I'm
No, no,
saying. If
I
I'd
know.
say,
Nothing stands out to me as like, wow, that's an instant
yeah,
classic.
and if I say to you,
Undertaker Triple H at WrestleMania 28, Hell in the
exactly,
Cell. You know, I totally know where you're going with this. No, he doesn't
hmm,
have that match yet, but
he
let's
needs
see.
to.
Let's see what he can do now, right? Like, he's
Yep.
coming back and
And,
he's
and don't get me
if he's
wrong,
coming
people.
back.
Don't get me wrong, people. I'm not saying Cody's not a great talent. He's not a great athlete. He is all those things. But I don't think he's an upper echelon guy because when I ask people name their three most memorable matches, you can't think of any. If I say Triple H, Shawn Michaels, or guys like that, you can just boom, boom. You know what I mean? With Cody Rhodes, like,
Mhm.
oh, he wrestled. Oh, you just can't. And so I hope he comes to WWE because, like you said, he's done a lot in the last 6 years, and who knows? Maybe next year he main events WrestleMania, and I'll be eating my words. We're gonna find out.
I mean, let's see what happens here, man. Again, first things first, he has to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. Is he going to
Maybe
come
he'll show up
back?
at Impact or something like that.
Well, I don't know if he can. I mean, because Impact and all those other places are all interconnected with New Japan now, right? So, I mean, I guess he could go to Impact, but I think the most logical move for him is to come back now
Yeah,
and,
come back home.
come back home, I guess, right? I mean, they all come back home eventually. I don't think Punk will, but I think
No,
the rest of them will all
I
come
wouldn't. I
back
wouldn't
home.
want to see Punk come back.
I don't know. I'm waiting I want to see Jericho come back.
He might. He might.
He will. He has to come back. I mean, even if it's just for the Hall of Fame or whatever, Jericho is that one guy, man. I haven't. I've been missing him in WWE, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think so. I think he's
Yeah.
that one general that they need.
Yeah. Jericho was good. I mean, I just.
But see, Jericho can be controlled in the WWE, and he can still
Yeah.
be an asset, right?
Yeah. No,
Whereas
he's
right
good. He
now,
still loves it. He never said. He's never said a bad word about him. He's always
no, he never
putting.
has, and which means that door is always open. Brian's going to come back. Moxley's going
Yeah.
to go back. They're all going to go back at some point,
Yeah. Absolutely. Except for
right?
CM Punk, he might not. But whatever. I don't need to see CM.
Between him and Ryback, yeah, I could care less.
To me, CM Punk is one of the biggest crybabies ever in wrestling. That's just my take on him, right? I get tired of him after a while.
Yeah, sometimes I think he doesn't realize it's a work. He almost lives what he says.
Yeah, no, he's a good athlete and he's got some good mic skills. I don't take anything away from the guy, but he just thinks I think he thinks he's better than he actually is.
No,
I think
I
with that whole
agree.
MMA, I give
Yeah,
him credit for stepping into the cage, but he's seen Brock Lesnar do it. Dude, you're not an athlete like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a once in a lifetime athlete. You're not a once in a lifetime athlete. And I give him credit for trying. It takes a man to get in the cage, but that was embarrassing. He had no business in
well,
UFC. He should have been fighting in a bingo hall on an amateur card. That's where he belongs, not in the big stage. That was
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Well, no, I agree completely. I mean, he got handled both times, right? I mean, the second time was even worse than the first time. You would
Why
think he'd
guys are
have had,
losing records?
yeah, yeah.
I get why Dana brought him in. He's a big name. You got to sell pay per views, right? I get it.
No, it was a failed experiment. Dana will even tell you it was a failed experiment. He won't do that kind of shit again.
No,
It doesn't make any sense, right?
no.
So, and I don't think it hurt him. In fact, more people, like you're saying, were giving him praise for even trying, and good
Yeah,
on him
I
for
give
trying.
him nothing but credit for
Um,
doing that.
I
CM
think, I
Punk's a
think,
tough guy.
yeah, dude, I think he's great on the mic. I think he's actually
Yeah,
quite amazing in the ring. I just can't get past his wah 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 attitude.
I know.
It's
I'm tired of it.
constant. It's like, okay, they're not mentioning you, they're not talking about you, but here you are at every opportunity that you can, just to besmirch,
Yeah, this is
the
spoiled.
competition.
Spoiled brat.
Very entitled, I feel.
Very entitled. Very
Um,
whiny.
yeah. But hey, I mean, maybe that's his character and he just doesn't know how
Could
to
be,
turn
yeah.
it
Could be
off,
working as well.
right?
Yeah, you
So
love to hate.
yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting weekend here. We got the Hell in the Cell. We got the Hell in the I keep calling it Hell in the Cell, bro. I think we gotta put a
Elimination
little
Chamber.
jar here for the wrong pay-per-view match and put $1 in every time we say it. So far I owe
Yeah.
it for a few bucks. Elimination Chamber this weekend. And you know what? I want to touch on something here, just a bit local here. So as we mentioned earlier, our first episode we did an amazing interview with Scotty Mack. Scotty is going to be on the road actually this weekend, starting with CanAm Wrestling. He's got a few dates that are coming up here. Do you have those dates, Chance?
I don't offhand, no.
Okay.
One sec here.
Well, while Chance is looking that up really quickly, what I want to talk about is Otto, who is one of the main people there at CanAm Wrestling. We've been in touch with him and we've been talking to him a little bit, and we're going to be bringing him on to the show here to discuss these upcoming shows. In particular, there's one show that's being coming up here that's on that's going to be in Medicine Hat in Alberta. It's going to be at the Cypress Center, and it's on February 26th. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this show is because they are going to be breaking down the Forbidden Door. Um, as everyone's been talking about the Forbidden Door and whatnot, this is going to be an interesting. It's going to be a TV taping match, I believe. So there's going to be some surprises. It's going to be a really cool card. But these guys are going to be out on the road starting on the 19th. And Scotty's going to be with them throughout that whole run. So next
I got the
week,
date.
hey, yeah, can you share this with us, Chance?
Yes, I can. So catch CanAm Wrestling February 9th at the Back Alley Nightclub in Calgary.
Which is already passed.
February 19th at the Town and Country Center in Airdrie. February 23rd, again, Back Alley Nightclub, Calgary. February 24th, Centennial Center
Okay.
in Okotoks. And then you're going to have Centennial Civic Center in Strathmore. And finally, February 26th, Cypress Center in beautiful Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Awesome. That sounds really, really cool. So yeah, guys, if you're out in that area, if anyone's out there listening to us from those areas, please go check out CanAm Wrestling. It's a really, really cool show.
Really good.
Their YouTube channel is amazing too. I really, really recommend you guys go checking them out. You can find these guys on Facebook at CanAm Wrestling, at CanAm_Wrestling on Instagram, and at CanAm Wrestling on Twitter. So please check these guys out, follow them, like them. On YouTube, I think it's called, hold on, let me just look this up really quickly. I apologize. I should have had this already jotted down.
Well, Bobby's checking for that. Everybody, we're going to be dropping our third podcast with Otto next week, so look forward to that. It's going to be really good. We're going to have an interview, and then we'll talk about his upcoming shows. So it's going to be a good one. Stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have him on a couple of times. I believe we're going to have him on once before the TV tapings, where they're going to open that Forbidden Door. We don't know who it is. I'm excited to find out. And we will have him on after that taping as well to kind of discuss the fallout of that show, discuss, where they go from here. We're also going to talk to Otto about his career in the ring and his passion for wrestling, the things that he's working on. They got an academy as well, a wrestling academy for guys who want to come up and train. So we're going to get all that information out there to all the listeners everywhere. But yeah, if you guys want to check these guys out, check them out on Slammed TV, SLAMMED TV. That's on YouTube. And they got about 4 episodes up there right now. I've watched about 2 or 3. I've been really excited to see this. It's fun. It's exciting.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good work. I wasn't disappointed. And I think my favorite line of 2022 comes from CanAm Wrestling. We sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge. I love that. That's a cool line, right? That's a really cool line. So
I'm excited to join forces with them, at least with Otto, the podcast, get to know them. Relationship together. Who knows what it can bring? Stay tuned.
No, 100%. Samp&Chance, just so you guys know, we are partnering up with CanAm Wrestling. So we hope to make a bigger presence with that organization, and maybe do some more interviews and be able to talk to more of the amazing talent that's out there. A lot of these guys have been fighting for a couple decades now, so there's no lack of experience, there's no lack of talent, there's no lack of stories or storytelling.
Great stories are going to come out. Great stories. These old timers, they can not always stories
Fantastic.
in our podcast, but they're going to have some great ones, man.
No,
I'll tell you
100%. And again, a really, really big shout out to Scotty Mack, who's on this tour starting this Saturday. So safe journey to you, my friend, as you go out there, and good luck. And I hope
Yeah,
that,
I just want to say thank you, Scotty, for opening up the door, the connection to CanAm for Samp&Chance. That's much appreciated, buddy. Thank you for that.
yeah. And just so you guys know, Samp&Chance are working on different things. As we progress, we will be sharing more and more with you guys. We are talking to other people regarding other partnerships. I could say this much. I feel okay to say it. We've been talking to some people in Mexico, and they are kind of interested in working with us, doing some cross promotional things, so we can get our name out in Mexico. Looking buff, Mr. Chance Michaels. Oh shit! Look at you, man.
Healthy body, healthy mind, my man.
Look
Healthy
at you,
body.
man. Why don't you give the female listeners a little taste of the Chance Michaels, man? Give us a flex, bro. Don't be shy, man. There you go. You work hard for that. Show it off. Look at that.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah.
My man.
A
Respect.
lot of
I have
years. A lot of
seen this
years.
guy. I've seen this guy squat over 800 pounds, man. I am not joking. I am not. I swear on everything. I swear on Samp and Chance that this guy is a beast, man. I picked one of the best co-hosts um, anyone could have ever picked. Well, you know what? Maybe he
I
picked me.
appreciate it.
Maybe he picked me. Um, but
It's
yeah,
mutual, man. You make a
here
good
you go,
combo.
man. So we have a lot of great things coming up for you guys. We have a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline. But our motto is day by day, minute by minute, and never look past what we have in front of us. Um,
Before we
Chance, is
wrap
there?
this up, just so
Yeah,
everybody knows on the wrestling side, I know not all you wrestling fans are boxing fans, but we do have a Samp&Chance boxing podcast also. So look out for that. We got some good stuff. And before we wrap this up, I have to do my famous Chance Michaels top five, which
hit
I'll
me, babe.
direct to you, Bobby. Let's
Hit
hear
me
your
hard.
top five underrated wrestlers of all time, in your opinion. Let's hear them.
Top five underrated wrestlers of all time in Bobby Sampson's opinion. Okay. So I'm gonna base this basically off of guys who never got the strap that should have had the strap at one point in their career. Yeah? Is that fair?
Yeah, that was good. There's a
Okay.
list, man. Yeah.
That's what I considered underrated. I mean, not based on popularity, not based on gimmick or status or whatever. I'm just basing it on guys who should have had the title that never did.
Okay.
So based on that, off the current roster, number one for me is Cesaro. I think he's someone who should be getting that title, who should have that title, who should have had that title at one point. I'm not saying it should have been a super long run or anything like that. It could have been just a quick run, but he deserves the title. That being said, I'm going to go straight to Mr. Perfect. I thought Mr.
Yes.
Perfect should have won that strap. If anything, with all due respect to Ric Flair, I feel that maybe Perfect should have won that Rumble in 92,
I love Perfect, man. He's one of my
right?
all-time favorites.
Maybe he was injured. Maybe he couldn't go at that time. I'm not sure. But Perfect is one guy that never got the title that should have had that title around his waist.
Absolutely.
Um, Bam Bam Bigelow is another guy, in my opinion, that should have gotten the strap. After his match with Lawrence Taylor, he proved me wrong, man. I
Me
thought he
too.
was just a big man that just did big man moves, and I knew he could move, I knew he could do that, but the way he was able to make um, Lawrence look amazing in that match was just phenomenal.
Anybody who has tattoos on their head like that, is a serious dude, man. That must have hurt.
Oh, dude, I remember the first time I ever saw him with Oliver Humperdinck. Remember him? The
Oh yeah, with
big
the beard.
penguin looking dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, All right, so where are we? Cesaro, Mr. Perfect.
Three, two more.
Sorry, Cesaro, Mr. Perfect, and I said Bam Bam, right?
Yep.
Now, I don't know how many people are going to think this is a popular decision or not, but I'm going to say Rick Rude.
Well, didn't he have the
He had the
NWA
Intercontinental.
title?
He had the Intercontinental title.
But he had the NWA strap though, didn't he, in the early 90s? I thought.
No, no, no. He's had the US title. He's had that title. I don't think he's ever carried a heavyweight title ever, unless it's on like a lesser promotion or something. But hey, why don't you guys who are listening to this, if you know the answer, maybe comment and let us know. You know, we're not always right, and this is where we get to learn from you guys as well. So, but I don't think he's ever held the strap in either promotion. He's always been like that kind of, upper echelon main event kind of guy, but he never had it. And I'm kind of torn on my last one here. I'm going to give you my top five, but I'm going to give you an honorable mention. Is that?
Dude, I just checked that. Yeah, he won the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship at War Games. Does that count?
Okay. Nah, I don't think it counts.
Nah.
No, but I know what you mean, right?
It's borderline, but he's underrated. He should have got the WWE heavyweight.
Yeah. So, okay, here's number five for you, and I'm going to give you an honorable mention as well. Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper at number five. And again, I don't think this is in any particular order. This is just as how I see it. These are the five guys, in my opinion, that should have had the strap. I think Piper, out of all of them, was probably the most deserving. He headlined WrestleMania 1, his character, everything he did.
You know what I love about Piper, dude? I don't know if you ever heard it. He had a great podcast going on. Did you ever hear his podcast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was my favorite wrestling one. It was so good.
It was really good. I think you were the one who told me Stone Cold got him fired or canceled.
Stone Cold got him fired off podcast 1 because he had somebody on there doing a Stone Cold impersonation. Totally all in good fun, just joking around. Stone Cold got hot about it, got him kicked off.
Will Sasso.
Yeah, there you go, Will Sasso. It was all in good fun.
Yeah.
And Piper came out and said, "Man, I got kicked off podcast 1. Stone Cold got me fired."
Yeah, I went to school with Will Sasso.
What did you?
Yeah, in grade 8.
I actually tweeted Stone Cold about that, and he blocked me for saying that.
Really? Well, he's a Ladner boy, eh? So what do you get? What do you figure?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Ladner. Dude used to wear a Miami's Dolphin jersey all the time. I think that was the only shirt he owned.
Oh, wow.
That's what I remember of Will Sasso, man. He was just, I remember, I can't remember what class we had. He got kicked out of class and he says to the teacher, I kid you not. He said, I don't need this anyways. I'm gonna be famous.
He was right.
He said it. I mean, he got his run. Good for him. He worked really hard. But I remember Will Sasso as a chubby little guy, wearing a Miami's Dolphins jersey, the baby blue one. That's how I remember him. Always in that jersey.
You know what jersey I was known for in high school wearing all the time?
What's that?
You see that picture behind me?
It's kind of blurry, bro. What am I looking at?
Yeah, it's Barry Sanders.
Oh, Barry Sanders. Okay. Is that a Lions jersey?
That's just a picture. It's kind of my camera's kind of blurry, but yeah, there's a very
no. It's fine. Is that I love what you got back there, brother. Maybe we can dig deeper inside of Chance's cabinet, see what he's got up there. You have a lot of memorabilia too, don't you? We should talk about that sometime.
Dude, so much stuff, dude.
Okay, well, maybe we can talk about Chance's stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of an interesting thing that we can do. Honorable mention, last but not least, I wanted to say Owen Hart, and I didn't put him in the top 5 predominantly for this reason. I thought that his career was cut too short. Who knows? Maybe he would have gotten the strap. I don't know. But based on the fact that he, passed before getting the strap, makes me wonder,
I agree. Totally agree.
Would he have had the strap? Would he have ended up in WCW? I don't know. But I mean, I'm not Notre Dame. I can't predict the future or what's going to happen or what would be. But if he was the Blue Blazer and Brett was having the problems that he was having, I see that Owen would have ended up in WCW at some point.
I think so.
And then come back to WWE after everything happened and whatnot, sort of a deal, be a part of that WrestleMania 26 match. I don't know, but Owen was, Owen deserve that strap, and Owen deserves the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But until Martha decides to loosen her grip and just let her husband have his just due. There's a lot of fans who want him in there. I want him in there. I mean, Kevin Owens wants him in there. So, it's going to be kind of interesting to see where that goes. They haven't really announced anything for the Hall of Fame yet, have they?
Not that I've heard, not yet, no.
I guess it's probably going to start after this. I wonder who's going to go in this year. I have no clue. I haven't heard anything.
Neither have I. It's hard to say.
By this point, you already got 3 or 4 guys that you already know that are going to go in. Kind of
What, the
curious.
NWO?
Pardon?
Did the NWO go in last year?
Oh man, every year some rendition of them goes in. If it's not Hall, then it's Hall, then it's Nash.
I got to say this on the record on our podcast. The NWO should only be Hogan, Hall, and Nash. And X-Pac should not be in there. I get it, he's friends with them. He should not be in the Hall of Fame as an NWO member. That's not right. Hogan, Hall, Nash.
How about?
I know he's good friends with them. I get it, but come on, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're not wrong. I think you're right. I think that Big Show probably holds more of a spot than Pac does.
Yeah.
I mean, Pac is just like that little guy who runs back and forth. I know, okay, I'm not getting liked here. I'm gonna go back to DX. Like, I mean, that dude changed sides so many times.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that he didn't come out in a half NWO, half DX shirt at WrestleMania that year. When it was Sting and Triple H.
Yeah. He's friends with all the right guys, man. He played his cards right. He's friends with NWO and DX. So
yeah,
he plays his cards
100%.
Right.
All right. Well, Mr. Michaels, I want to say thank you very, very much for joining us and joining me tonight to talk about the Elimination Chamber. So once again, the Elimination Chamber start is this Saturday, February 19th. It's a 9 p.m. Pacific start with a 12 p.m., 9 a.m. Pacific start and a 12 p.m. Eastern start. So don't miss it. It's going to be a really good show. And we'll come back to you guys with a bit of a review on this show. And guys, again, thank you so much for all your support, all your kindness, all the kind words. And if you don't follow us on Instagram at Samp_Chance, you can follow us on Twitter at Samp_Chance, and on Facebook, Samp&Chance Pod. Again, that's Samp&Chance Pod on Facebook. Follow us, like us, please give us a review on this and a 5-star review. All the support that we get from you guys allows us to do more and more, to add more guests, to add more features, and we want to bring you quality podcasts here. So please support us. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know, tell people you don't even know, man. Roll down your window and just tell the guy in the car beside you, hey, listen to Samp&Chance. You know what? Just do it. And like I said, we got some exciting stuff coming up. Chance mentioned we are coming out with our boxing podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. I believe we will have that for you next week. Yes, my man has the Pacquiao ad on, and I got the Hagler hat coming in the mail. So we're going to drop that probably pretty soon here as well in the next little bit. And we're going to share some exciting things that we are hoping to accomplish with that. So with that note, I want to say thank you to everybody, everywhere and anywhere. My name is Bobby Sampson.
I'm Chance Michaels. And in the words of AC/DC, for those who downloaded our podcast, we salute you.
We salute you, and we want to say thank you for letting us in your ears. Good night, be safe, and be humble.